Well, what's the crack, everybody? How are you getting on? As I hit the fucking microphone. Good, man. How are you? How are you? It's Wednesday, the 3rd of March, 2021. There you go. You're all very welcome to the Ramble Pod, the midweek catch-up. How are you keeping? I think it's episode like 114. I know we're close to 300 episodes. Close to 300 fucking episodes going up on the Bookshot channel. What's the crack? I'm a day late. I've been kind of doing these anyway on Wednesdays because now we have the Tom and Jerry show released on Monday. So it's just to break up the week. Do you know? Symmetry. Who doesn't like a bit of symmetry? Welcome, everybody. If it's your first time listening, then what are you doing? You got nearly 300 other episodes to go back and listen to. Fair fucking play to you. Well done to all the patrons. Fair play for another month's support. We lost a couple, we gained a couple. That's all right. That's fine. Dip in for as long as you want. Contribute for as long as you want. You know, you get a little kiss from me. Mm-hmm. You do. You get the kickbacks. Because right now, as per going forward, as per last week as well, the video of this with some, it just makes the experience. You know, if you have time to be watching, some people don't. Some people are flat out working, you lucky bastards. You know, so it just makes for a video. And there's a bit of, you know, throw up a bit of media and all the rest of it on it just to make it a bit, nothing too fancy. Today, I've decided I'm in front of the Rocket Castle for the green screen. Or I could have just left it green, I suppose, really, couldn't I? Because the green screen looks actually pretty cool. I could have left it green. You know, I will be eventually, as per the Patreon see this, I will be eventually moving out. And the creativity around me here will be happening. I will have all my airs and wares. But this is a handy spot because when you're doing some of the hosting online, it's just handy not to get into it because that's not a podcast. That's a hosting of a gig online. So it's handy. It's just easy to have a fucking green screen up behind you. You know what I mean? I need to get the recording done out of my face. I can't be looking at my fucking head. What's the crack? Anyway, everybody who was new this week to Patreon. Oh, Laura. Welcome, Laura. Fair play to you. Like I was saying, if you wonder what because a few people have been getting in contact asking about like Hard No podcasts and stuff like that with myself and Owen. It was just getting very difficult to tie up. And what you want at the very least is to have fucking conformity because you both have your own things going on. So the thing is you need to be able to pump out one weekly and reliable. So we just said we go on a bit of a sabbatical for the minute. If you're listening and wondering, no need to message. We're on just taking a bit of a break. Because soon, you know, Owen's got his own thing going on with his own podcast up on Patreon and stuff. So, and at the moment, I'm busy enough myself. So unless you can dedicate time, you can't just fire these things out like I'm doing right now. And also, it's a lot of pressure on people who aren't long-winded, noisy bastards like me too, you know? So that's the answer to that question. But I will be doing, may not, because I've had two guests have to pull out because they believe it. They got at work. I've had two guests lined up this week to cover me for the next 2 weeks, and they both gotten gigs. So we may or may not have a book shot out this Friday. But regardless, we're going to have a live Patreon Rumble. We're going to have a live Royal Rumble this Sunday. Yep. Bring your drinkies. I'm going to put the link up on. We'll probably go through Zoom again. It's the handiest of the fucking lot. I've tried other mediums and they're grand. Like there's one called Get Vocal, which is you should. Do you know what? If you're bored some evening, just go on to Get Vocal, Get and VOKL, and it's mostly talking about, like, you can just sit in on rooms too. Like you could just be a pure voyeur and sit in on rooms, and it'll be people and experts and whatnot talking in different places. They'd either be live podcasting or just having a kind of debate or a chat about mostly ghosts and riding. Yeah. Like, it's weird. I thought in my head, because I'm such a fucking egomaniac and so self-consumed, I assumed it was all based on comedy, this whole Get Vocal thing. And I was so wrong. Because I went into it with my eyes closed, kind of going, oh, yeah, well, this is obviously all only for comedians. And there's no comedy on it. It's true crime, ghosts, or riding, mostly riding. And dominatrix ones talking about being a dominatrix and stuff. It's fucking brilliantly weird. If you have time and you're bored in the evening, just sit in on a couple of these things, because most of them are open. Like the ones I did were pretty where they were, you know, they were closed off to patrons mostly, like, or whatever. But we did one night we did one on ghost stories, and it was for, you know, patrons, and it was open, but I'd mostly only invited patrons, and Gordo was on with me, and it was weird. My computer started to shut down and everything. It was, not to get spooky about it, I totally believe in coincidence. It was a fucking coincidence, but we had this one just jumped in out of nowhere, and she was a tour guide for ghosts in fucking tunnels down in LA or something, miners' tunnels or something. It was caves, and she put up a video, this really shit video of like these lights coming together. Like, it didn't. We were all taking the piss, and it was funny, and it was great crack, and we were wrapping it up at the very end. We were thanking everybody, and it was great. Then out of nowhere, I needed to root around to see if I still have the video of that guy. Just put up the clip of him, and it's just this big fat fuck, Peter Griffin, essentially, right? It's Peter Griffin, just flops onto a bed like an. Or no. I'm setting it up wrong. He didn't flop onto the bed. He just like it was like his laptop just lit up and opened up, and he just opened up in one of the squares as everybody was going goodbye, logging off, and he's like, you knew he was in his mother's attic. The fucker was easily fucking 40 odd, and he's like, hey, what are we talking about? It was just as we were. I must have that recorded somewhere. It was a tricky fucking thing to record through and everything. It was just a weird setup. I must see, and just for that clip alone, I backed straight out. I was like, yeah, you look, because I was leaving the hosting to Gordo, because he was at the time he'd good. I didn't have great internet and stuff, but I had left the host. So I don't know how it got along. Gordo got caught with this cunt. We're just talking about Ghost Man, you know. Cool. Yeah, go on. This American show. Yes, I will. If it's recorded, I'll have it. It'll be somewhere. Either on one of the externals on the fucking computer here. Yeah, that was a good fucking time. So Sunday night, keep an eye out, Patreons, and I will post the link up on the page later on today, because today being Wednesday. And yeah, and the video of this will go out in a little bit, because that's what you get with the Patreons. Being a Patreon, you get all the interview videos. There you go. And you get to support the show. So thank you very much. What kind of week was it? What are we doing this week? Oh, yeah. Went up to visit the grandfather. He's you see, ironically, he's from where I am right now. But in recent years, with ill health and stuff like that, he's moved in with my aunt, who had a space. And he lives in Wicklow. Yeah. So it wasn't easier to get to him because of restrictions and stuff like that. But there was, like I said on last week's podcast, come hell or fucking high water, we were not fucking not going, like, on compassionate fucking, you know, grounds. You wouldn't get, you know, we did. I thought we drove up, it's a fucker of a road, like, and I went up via Kilkenny, and there was guards pulling all right. Now, didn't pull us, but had they, I would have went. Man, have a look in the boot. There's a fucking birthday cake that says 100, or the digits of 100. Have a fucking guess. You know, the only thing I was kind of thinking was like, well, it's not in the standard book of things to wave somebody on for. Would that cop be happy enough to make a call on that moment? Or were they given that leeway? You know, or is it a case that he'd have to ring it in or something? So I was going to bring like a load of fucking recording gear and go, listen, I got an interview with a 100-year-old guy, you know, because once you're working, especially in broadcast, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. But no, we didn't get stopped. And what was funny was we got up there, and because fucking COVID, man, stuff, you can't go inside that. Now he's got his first jab. I think he's got to get a second one. He's got the first jab, but even still, you can't be going inside the house. And it had him knocked for fucking 6. He was like, And the thing is, like, the brain is fully functioning, so it's really annoying for him, like, because it's when the body gives up as a result of tablets or injections and stuff like that, so you're fucking feeling, but he's still a hard bastard. Like, he's still coming out with funny shit. So they brought him, like, he came out to the door just with a couple of blankets on and stuff, and he was chattering away. And he hadn't seen the moustache. I was like, what's that in your face? Did you burn off half a beard? Like the fag? Or is that dirt around your mouth? Like, jeez, 100 years of age, and he's still giving brilliant amounts of brilliant shit. Like, that was not a hello, not nothing. Just cut me in fucking half straight away. It was beautiful. It was a thing of absolute fucking beauty. So yeah, he was in as good a form as he could be, but he was, because from talking to people who've gotten the jab and stuff like that, some people, not everybody, but a handful of people that I've talked to that have gotten it, they've almost like the flu jab. You get a dose of the flu. I don't know if you get a dose of COVID, but it can knock the body for 6 for a couple of days afterwards. And I literally it was like he was bollocksed. Couldn't barely stay awake with it and stuff. You're 100 years of old too. The old engine is fucking worn a small bit, but he was still in good form. And ironically, coincidentally, I should say, the cops showed up. Local guards showed up, and they were, they were grand. One of the guards was good crack. The other fella never stopped. Like, man, tone it down. I know you're on the job, like, but tone it down. Just continue to asking intricate amounts of questions. And I hate giving anything away for free. I hate giving anything away for free if there isn't a benefit to it. Like, do you know? So just for out of interest, I took his number. And now I know who he is. Because I was being so evasive when I was asking him too. It was weird. He was asking, but even he was like, there was no question when we said where we'd come from. Like, because at that stage he'd heard our accents and stuff like that. He knew we were from around. So myself and the old lad went up. And straight away, the grandfather Tom, he was like, Christ. They caught me. They fucking caught me. I wanted him to put the cuffs on and everything just for the crack. So did he. He was like, COVID, man, and stuff like that. We can't be getting that close. It's like, Jesus. He was being good crack, but he's still delighted. He got his 2540. I've been informed by Anne-Marie. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Anne-Marie, long-term listener. And her and all her gang are going. I actually have a note too. I'm making it. I just, because it popped into my head, I had to make a note because I'm gigging this Friday. We'll get around to that in a minute. But that was, up with Tom Senior, and for the handful of people who are listening, who are going, that's his dad. Because a handful of people, when I put up the pictures, because I put up a pictures of the cake and Granddad and myself, and it's like I had written in it, Granddad Tom Senior, like, because that's the way it is in our family. It jumps. All right, our little fellow, we didn't call him Bill, but because my old lad was like, don't call him Bill. You can knock this shit on the head, like, because that's been going for generations. Tom Bill. There's always a Tom Bill or whatever, like. But the amount of people who went, happy birthday to your dad. And one or two friends messaged me going, pass on your happy birthday to your dad. I'm like, fucking my dad. It isn't my old fella's birthday for another while. Like, he's my grandfather. I'm like, oh yeah, that would have, now that I make the maths out. Like, how fucking, number one, how old do you think I am? And how fucking virile do you think Tom Senior is? He's still knocking out kids in his 60s. Come on. Jesus Christ. Like, the maths are really there. Like, they're really there. I mean, I know my mustache has turned fucking grey and whatever. If I shaved it off and cut my hair, I'd probably look like a youthful version of myself right now, but that's not what I'm after. But yeah, that was fucking flabbergasting me. It was like, how did you make that fucking jump? 60 years, man. More than 60 years. He's still fucking knocking out kids. Not knocking out kids. Although knowing him, he probably has fucking knocked out a few people. So we made him a Scottish Lord. It was something I did last year for Natasha and myself, just as a bit of a pick-me-up. They were on a really, really cheap thing. And I went, you know what, let's do it. I'm just going to do this. There was no occasion. There was no nothing. So I made us both lords and ladies. So I looked it up. Like it is an official thing to a degree. I mean, it's of no use whatsoever. You own 1 square foot of land, probably some wet old pissy bog. They plant a tree though, which I thought was cool. We went. I think you can, for an extra $5 or $10, they will plant a tree on the spot, and they give you the coordinates so you can go to it, which is a fucking great idea, especially for like B&Bs and stuff around. Because, okay, admittedly, I'm not going to make a fucking holiday out of it. If I happen to be in Scotland and Aberdeenshire, I may tip over if I have time, but I most likely won't. But at the same time, you can totally see Americans and Australians and expats and stuff like that go, oh my God, I'm in Scotland. I'm in Scotland. I'm a lord of Scotland. You can totally see them bringing a whole family to go and look at a square foot of fucking shite. Because I guarantee you, it ain't on no prime fucking land that cows are fucking eating on, or they're growing anything on. It's going to be moss and rock and lichen and beetles and frog spawn and all that kind of stuff. So, but he was delighted. He was like, he was giving it loads again. Like he was trying to be in the best form he possibly could. But thank you all very much for your birthday wishes. And I said it to him. I said, because I'd put it up the day he was on the Limerick Leader the day before, and a load of people had actually written, "This is great news. This is I hadn't really thought about it like that. It is a fucking good news thing." Like, so I think for the first time in my life, I think I saw the man actually quite emotional. He was like, fuck, Jesus. Because I'd said it, because people are actually delighted. They're just saying, this is great news, because there is no fucking good news at the minute. I mean, there's bits of good news. You micro fucking manage and you make the little wins fucking count big. You know what I mean? Yes, there's extra fucking Weetabix in the bottom. Fucking yes, those are the wins you need to be fucking making. So he was chuffed to bits that people were actually, I don't think he was the sort of person who gave much of a bollocks about birthdays before, but when it got to 99, he was like, let me fucking check. Oh yeah, sorry, I meant to point out, it was Anne-Marie had confirmed why it had gone to 2,540, and it was as a result of the changeover from pounds to euro. So I think with inflation, because that's a while back now, I think with inflation we could probably jack it up another bit, couldn't we? Although, to be fair, with modern medicine, we're all going to be hitting 100, lads. I'm getting new lungs, back, shoulders. I'm getting all the new stuff. But the next 20 years to be growing all that shit inside a microwave. You'll have your own fucking yolk. You just go, need a kidney. Take a drop of my blood, make a kidney, please. Not a bother. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They'll be 3D printing fucking noses, eyes, fucking teeth, whatever you need. I swear to God, I'm going to look so fucking mint. On the inside, I don't give a fuck about the outside. On the inside, I'll be like a rat rod. That's what I'll be like. I'll be like a fucking sleeper. A fucking rat rod. That's what they call them. When you have this beaten up piece of shit pulling up at the lights, all rust hanging off it and everything, but what you don't recognize is underneath, it's like a fucking V10 Hemi. She can fucking 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. Animal of a setup underneath. That's what I'm going to be. I don't give a fuck. The outside can be rust, fucking holes, old mice looking out fucking bits of me. I don't give a shit. Once the fucking running gear inside is absolutely fucking on point, then that's what I fucking want. The rat rod. That'll be my new name. The rat rod. I'll just be careful, because with the mullet, what's his fucking name? Somebody messaged me the other day. Theo Vaughan. They put together too. I should have actually, I couldn't reshare it because they didn't actually tag me in it. They just sent it to me. I should have taken a screenshot. Bet it's gone now. Somebody side by side of me and my mullet and Theo Vaughan, who calls himself the Rat King. So I can't call myself the Rat Rod. So that was that. Yeah, cool. Fucking cool. It was great. Thank you all very much for everybody who got in contact over last week's episode with people seem to really enjoy the video, the Patreons. They enjoyed the old fucking video chats and all the rest. Like I said, just adds another dimension. But everybody was in contact with about Dennis fucking Fogarty. I was going to say Dennis Buckley. Who's Dennis? Dennis Buckley is another. I think is he a hooker or a prop playing for Connacht? Yes, but you are right. Anybody who got in contact, the man's fucking hilarious. That's why. Like, it just reaffirmed it. I'm waiting. It's funny when you could see when you're editing afterwards. You can see as people's fucking comfort levels kick in about 5 or 6 minutes in, when you know there's a mad bastard underneath the bonnet. You know, you can actually see it in the sound waves when you're editing afterwards. It gets bigger and fucking big, and it starts to match my one about 5, 6 minutes in. But it was, thank you very much. A load of people got in contact. Funny cunt. The funny cunt. And also the Tom and Jerry show is going well. Everybody's back on board with the Tom and Jerry show. There'll be more. There's more. Yeah. Another one out next Monday. Of course, the early release. Ad-free versions do go to the Patreons. Oh. And listen, that was my week. You know, and the fucking gig. I don't know. I know they've sold out of the main room. I was talking about it last week. They've sold out of the main room in the fucking... that'll be actually on the big LCD screens in front of us. So I think, I could be wrong, but I think like people's heads will be the size of heads, if you know what I mean, which will be class. That'll be fucking class. Like the screen I have right now is fucking big. But still, people's heads only look like the size of oranges at best. Do you know what I mean? Even when there's 5 or 6, maybe a fucking melon. But when people's heads are the size of their actual heads, it makes life. Unless some fucker walks in to an actual room and he's got the biggest head in the world, and then you have to talk about that. But what I'm saying is, that's for me, that's when you know you're talking to real people and not some fucking puppet. Look, I'm a fucking idiot. This makes it easier on me. Somebody's head... I don't know if you can hear the young fella downstairs howling. That's his new thing now. The dog howled the other day, and now he fucking howls. I should have shut the fucking door. And now he thinks it's the funniest thing ever to fucking howl like a wolf. Yes, that's where we're at. So I'm very excited. But there is still the voyeur tickets. I hope they're calling them voyeur tickets. If they're fucking not, they're missing a trick. It's just a watcher. Basically, you can just watch. So yeah, you don't get to interact, but I'm guessing the tickets are much cheaper. But if you go to roastingdove.net, I'm sure you'll find them. I'm sure they have a gang of people. I guess what we'll know if you're there, but we won't be able to interact with you, which is kind of some weird fucking Black Mirror style shit. But the people that are in. That's sold out. I think it's sold out, as far as I know. I know, like I said, happy birthday, Anne-Marie. She's been on the podcast vibe. She's going to every gig in the Roisin Dove since fucking time immemorial. So it was her birthday the other day, I see. So you're very welcome. And if you're there with your Kilchima friends, I read a story about Kilchima the other day that I was going to talk about on the podcast today. But if I get an opportunity, I don't think I've got that long of a set. Maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes at tops, I'd say, because they do have to keep time fucking fairly strict. So it's myself, Lisa Casey, and Jason Byrne on the lineup. So it should be a good old show. Should be a good one. All I can do is fucking bring it. Bring it. Jesus. We were no sooner down out of Wicklow. We're back in Tipperary when started to get the videos coming through of the protest. Oh my days. Oh, I'll get this will be up on the video now. Right now, I'm going to point over my shoulder. There you go. It's the picture. And people were defending. They were defending these, like synonymous two women. They had, oh, this is good. This is, even for Gordo's people, this would be too much. So, RTE, I'll put it in. Sold their souls. Now, this should bring it up. Dublin lockdown. It ridiculed. Oh, they're delighted over the demo. So this was the protest that went on the other day, and I know people are going, you're slagging off, fucking working class people. I'm sure there was working class people at it, but did you have to bring cans of fucking Heineken? Did you have to go in and get yokes printed? I need to bring this up because I need to find they had. Here we are. So yeah, so there was a picture, like some fucking prick shot a fucking firework into a cop's face. blew out their eardrum, perforated their eardrum and doing it. Like, you know, it's just an opportunity for fucking absolute scopes to fucking give a crack at this. I get it. You're fucking under pressure. You're locked into fucking, this is what happens. This is why I'm fucking here where I am. This is what happens. You beat people into a fucking corner of a place that, you know, they're just too dense, and you don't give them any freedoms. Like, well, I don't know, you know, you don't fucking let them out of the place. The fucking minds get squirrely, and you put a bunch of fucking thick cunts together, some weird shit's gonna fucking happen. You know what I mean? Regardless of all that, I'm not getting into that shit. I don't give a fuck anymore. What the fuck can I do? Nothing. Lockdown isn't fucking really working. We're still getting fucking low. It isn't working. It's not working like it. Like if lockdown was, if the numbers of COVID going up and people dying or whatever, or the reported cases, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I can tell you this much: if there was that much money going out the door, if those figures were chunks of money going out the fucking door, and your efforts to stem it were as the lockdown, the financial version of a lockdown, your investors or somebody would shut your business down. They go, we're done. Because this isn't working. We need to have a fucking meeting about this, because it's sure as shit isn't fucking working. This isn't. There has to be another way. And look, I know the argument is that people weren't fucking behaving themselves. Now, I know in Texas they're after lifting pretty much all the fucking ban. They're going lifting everything. And masks won't be mandatory. You can wear them if you want to wear them. I guess they'll ask people to social distance and stuff like that. I don't know. But you'd have to try something else, because lockdown, it isn't fucking really working. And I get it. People are getting fucking stressed out and all the rest of it. But whatever. I'm not in government. I don't have to care. I don't have to give a fuck. But I do to a degree. I get it. But going fucking mental. And then all of a sudden, like, this will tell you the level of squirreliness. What happens when a bunch of fucking people who are fairly fucking thick. And I appreciate not everybody's a great speller. I appreciate that. But if you're going to get something printed on a fucking garment, check. And it's absolutely synonymous with the fact that the amount of these people who don't check anything, they'll just go, bang, done. Now, this is coming from somebody who makes it a business and not fucking Google it. But also at the same time, the facts I don't come out with many fucking facts, because I sure as shit, I don't know. I'm at least smart enough to know that I'm not a fucking expert in this stuff. Like, and the level of expertise it would take to be able to confirm some of the fucking QAnon shit that's coming out at the minute, like in Ireland. Like, I say in Ireland, it's happening in one small part of Dublin. Like, so there was two women, the picture of my shoulder right now, who written on their back, they had RTE, sold their souls. So they're being THERE, souls. They sold their. How would you even say it correct? Would an apostrophe sort that? Would it? RT sold. RT sold. Apostrophe. Their souls. Souls. There. RT sold. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm trying to justify. I'm trying, girls. I'm trying for you. But fucking Twitter went to town on it. People tried to defend him and stuff. And you're going, nah. If you're writing a goodwill message on Facebook, we've all seen it. We've all seen the Love Life Laugh people. We've all seen it. My little angles. Yeah. If it's, grand, we get it. Yeah, we weren't all, I don't know, we were all given the opportunity. No, maybe we weren't. Maybe you weren't. But if you're going to get something printed and have such fucking definitive fucking views on a situation, like, at least check your spelling. And who the fuck printed it for him? Unless they maybe they bought it and ironed it on. Okay, they didn't take it to our printers. Okay, that's all they could have done, because a printer would have surely said, what? Maybe that's what they did. They ironed it on, because written on the back was RT sold their souls. I mean, and one of them was holding a can of Heineken, and she's got like a fucking I don't know what the issue with the pamphlet was. I didn't look into that, but fuck, you're walking around the street drinking fucking, like, it's an opportunity just to fucking step out and be a scumbag if that's the crack. Like, could you have left? Like, if you want to be taken seriously, at the very least, okay, get your fucking spelling right, but at the very least, don't be fucking boozing out on fucking Grafton Street. I know, we all want to, but you need some self-control. But when they were questioned about further attention was heaped upon the pair when they were quoted in the Sunday Times. Mark Teague took the aforementioned. He took the image involving national broad. So they apparently they quizzed these women about this on the street. Somebody quizzed them about it, and they were like 9,000 people. 9,000 people went missing in Ireland last year. 9,000. That's a big number. That's a brave fucking number. Like, that's a serious percentage. 9,000 people went missing in Ireland last year. Now, did they come back? I mean, I've gone missing a few times, but it's only upstairs. During lockdown, probably at the Jacks. Could be reported as a fucking missing person just to kill some time. Hello, darkness, my old friend. But yeah, so the 9,000 people went missing in Ireland last year. One of the women told the newspaper before being asked what this had to do with RTE now, being a national broadcaster. The women responded that babies in Ireland were being killed and harvested for adrenochrome to keep RTE celebrities looking young. The corpses, they added, were buried under the new National Children's Hospital. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, have you seen the fucking staff members in RTE? What? The fucking majority of fucking write-offs. Are you joking me? Are you fucking joking me? No, they're not. That's the sad thing. Like, to couple all that together, like, so 9,000 people are gone in Ireland. That's a fair claim. And babies are being killed and harvested for adrenochrome. Yeah, it is a thing. Yeah. And I mean, I think the crossover from, like, what they were suggesting the Royals were doing. But then to bury him under the new National Children's Hospital, that's some really, really ill-advised. Like, as a civil engineer, one of the last things I would put into a foundation, actually right up there with jelly and ice cream, would be babies. It's almost no structural qualities whatsoever. I mean, next to practically none, in fact. If anything, I would say they're probably compromising the situation. Yeah, I can't stand over that bit at all now. That's the bit that fucking... Oh, fuck me. Like, lads, I mean, look, I don't know. When cows go mad, if you throw a football in with them, they're delighted. Have to be locked up over the winter. So I don't know. Just saying. Throw them a football or something. See what the fuck is going on. Oh, and hey, whoa, I have, yes, I got a sent last night, or was it the night before, I don't know, but it was, and this is it, I mean, people are going fucking squirrely. One went on a joyride. I mean, a fucking looper went on a fucking joyride. Yeah, a fucking absolute lunatic went on a joyride in Dublin the other night. She bore up the fucking M50, and she fucking live tweeted it, like, she streamed it on her stories, like, just coked out of her fucking bin, and it went everywhere. Like, her picture was sent. Her picture was sent what was her fucking name? Something Green was her name. And I remember it was up at the start of her stories on this video that just went fucking viral on then it went viral on whatchamacallit, on WhatsApp. But when I looked at it, it comes up at the beginning. Her name is Mrs. Bud Tender. I don't know what. Oh, Bud Tender, as in buds, right? She's smoke weed every day. Now, she's 303 followers. I bet you if I look now. Let's have a look. I bet it's a bit more than 303 followers. This one went fucking mad. If you didn't hear about this, I'll play it in a second. This is, now if you can even work out, Mrs. Bud Tender. Mental. AKA legend. Oh, somebody has done a fucking piss take version. I wonder has hers been taken down. Yeah, it has. Her one has been taken down because I've no doubt it would have jumped to fucking tens of thousands. Yeah, she just went fucking mad. And when you look it up, like she's absolutely flouting the law the whole time. Like I looked her up, and she had like fucking like feeling like actual on her feed. On her Instagram feed, she had like her walking out of court going, fucking pigs, yeah, whoop, whoop, whoop. And you're like, what the fuck? What self-destruct button have you hit, girl? Like, and she's only young. She's only like 24, 25 or whatever. She's driving around the fucking snazzy Merc. I don't know if she's a dealer or what the fuck, but just a lunatic. And she obviously fucking snapped the other night and took a ton of cops up on a chase from fucking Ballymun up as far as Bray. That's the full length of the M50. That's 40 or 50k, like. Spun her around and back again. I mean, like, and she's fucking hollering at whoever, she's singing along to the radio and she's fucking hollering at the cops. I don't know what she's saying because she sounds like a fucking old one, but I don't know. But what's hilarious is like, because she put up a quick video of her story. That's what was on the on the WhatsApp video. The first clip, she'd taken a screenshot of a tweet by Keanu Reeves. Being raised right doesn't mean you're drunk, party, or smoke. Being raised right is how you treat people, your manners and respect. I mean, that's her whole profile too. I'm raging it's gone because have a look. Maybe somebody can find it, but it was all that love, life, laugh stuff. Like, but loads like of her absolutely flouting the law. Like, fuck off inside court and stuff. What the fuck? But this is Miss Bud Tender or video. See, can anybody know what the fuck she's actually saying? I thought it was something about Dublin bus. I don't know what it is. Oh, wait. Like, Dublin Bud Tender. Did everybody else hear that? Dublin Bud Tender. So there's somebody called Dublin Bud Tender is after getting her in a load of trouble. And she's going smoking the cops. And her profiler is married to the game. Nothing for sale, no DMs, all pics from Spain. Right. Okay. Lifestyle and influencer. I fucking hope not. You mad bastard. And she took, like, there was about fucking 40 cop cars. The police chop her out, every fucking thing. They were out to they're out to fucking bury her. Because obviously she's loaded pictures up slagging off different cops and stuff like that. And heavy stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ, girl. You are fucked when they catch you because they will not take that fucking lightly. Holy fuck. Yeah, and I'm just saying,
it ain't going to get any fucking better while things are locked down. People are going fucking squarely. And like to think that that's okay to do that. That's some fucking meth level crazy. I don't know if there's meth involved, but that's some fucking meth level crazy. Like, if you ever see the Whites of West Virginia, made by Dickhouse people, the lads who made all the Jackass stuff, there's one or two members of the family that would kind of remind you what's going on there. Going on a fucking rampage, taking the fucking cops. Just mental. Now, moving swiftly along before I finish up today with you. So, let me read these names out, see if they mean anything to you. Let me read these fucking names out. Boyle, Carney, Carr, Cash, Connors, Corcoran, Delaney, Doherty, Doran, Gallagher, Horn, Keefe, Kell, Leahy, Lee, McLaughlin, McGaulick, McCurley, McDonough, McGinley, McGinn, McGuinness, McHarg, never heard of it, McLaughlin, McMahon, Milligan, Mongans, Murphy, Nolan, O'Brien, O'Connell, O'Donnell, O'Donoghue, O'Mahony, O'Reilly, Sheridan, Stokes, Walsh with a C, and Ward. Mean anything? Huh? Mean anything to you? Well, I'll put that screen up there. I'll put it up, that picture up on the screen. Thou shalt not pass. Pontins intranet. So throughout the whatchamacallit, they kept this. Please be aware several guests are unwelcome at Pontins. However, some of these will try and book, especially during school holidays. We have been informed by our operations director that we do not want these guests on our parks. Please watch out for the following: any of the future bookings and all those names. Now, the O'Mahony does have an E in it, which suggests that it's O'Mahony. In fucking Pontins, obviously, they've made it blatantly obvious that they don't want any members of the traveling community, right? But in a Pontins, like, a lot of people tweeted me. about it. And as I said, here's the fucking thing. If I actually owned a decent holiday destination and I found out that any guest had previously stayed at the Pontins and considered it a decent holiday, I'm immediately blacklisting you, regardless of your background. Are you fucking joking me? Set fire to my money. Just actually take my money and set fire to a bucket in front of me and piss in on top of it, the ashes of it. And that, I would still feel better about myself than going to stay at a fucking Pontins. Have you... Oh my, I'll never forget, there was actually a crowd. It was about 2 or 3 years ago. Was it Pontins, I think, actually? Was it Pontins or Butlins? And they were on to me. The guy rang me and everything. I don't know where it came about from, but he was on about contracting in like Irish stand-ups, like, and bringing me and a couple more lads, that if I could get together a couple of lads, and they would basically send us around as a troupe to all their parks. And I'm thinking, I mean, it sounds puke. I've heard enough about you. I've seen you, these things, like, I mean, hell on earth, like fucking hell on earth to stay in these kips. But I thought, if the money's good enough, it was probably about five years ago. Relatively, you're only a couple of years. You're like, fuck. I mean, this could be a sweet pair. And I came back to him with a very reasonable number, considering it. And the guy came back and he was like, man, you'll have to be cutting that price in half. No way. Like, all right. No fucking thanks. No fucking thanks, because I had put in a reasonable rate for what I thought it would cost. Obviously they put us up and transport us and stuff like that, but I'm like, this is a relatively decent fucking number, because if anything, you'd want danger money. Once only, I did one of those fucking places, and I'm sure it's probably owned by Pontins. It's down in Cork. And I was after being filming all fucking day. I don't know what I was filming. And literally, I was still in all, like I was behind the camera at this time, and still in fucking hiking boots and stuff like that, and the whole lot. And I showed up to do this gig. And it was just fucking pandemonium. Like, it was just these animalistic groups of fucking people. Sort of people that'd probably be on Grafton Street, you know, just fucking screaming into each other's faces. You know, from all over Ireland. Like, there's nobody visiting from outside, you know, there's nobody looking for culture in this place. It was a pure Wetherspoons of a bar too. Like, it was just, fucking hell. I can't even remember what it was called, this place. Somebody will enlighten me what this, I wiped it from the memory. And all I did, I watched two lads go up and fucking struggle their heart out with just these people who are just animals, like, just fucking animals. And I lit them up. I was at the end of my fucking tether. And that was it. There was no fucking way. And it was great. They it would seem they enjoyed it. I got next to nothing from it. But I just, like, pay me. I'm fucking gotta go. And I remember the guy going, fucking, that was great. Fucking, might look into, I'm like, you look into fucking nothing. And I was being polite, like, going, yeah, it's a long way to come, you know, and fucking, but it was on an Irish scale, you know what I mean? Like, and it was like, not to do the place of this, just like, it looked like a really nice setting, you know what I mean? Like, back in the fucking day, it would have been wholesome. Hello, welcome to, you know, it looked, but it was just these people who, you know, our ones drinking fucking pints of Carling and stuff. Bits of them hanging out fucking everywhere. It was rough. It was fucking rough, and not probably even as close as I'd say it was rough to fucking going to Pontins. So I'd say Pontins, the reality is, you'd be as well to just fucking, you know what? If your name is on that and you're blacklisted, consider yourself fucking lucky. Because if it's anything close to the animals I fucking saw at that other place, it was, yeah. Although there's an E in the O'Mahony, I've still taken pride in being banned from Pontins. And I didn't even fucking do it. Right, that has been the episode. Thank you all very much. You know the crack. If you want to support the show, Patreon link is down below in the show notes. If you're watching this in video, then you're already a Patreon. So there you go. There's also the merch shop too if you want to get some stuff with my face on it. You're more than fucking welcome. I will have a live Royal Ramble, which will be Patreon only. So if you want to jump on board and you're listening to this now going, fuck it, I'm doing that Sunday night. Who's doing that Sunday night anyway? Next to nobody. Jump on. Now can. We have the fucking crack. It'll be probably 9, 10 o'clock. Jump on for an hour. Have the old fucking bands. That'll be that. Live one. This Sunday night. I'll put the link up in the Patreon page. So jump on if you want to. I think $3 hairs is the minimum you can jump on with. And there you go. Now, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, dogs, and cats, go on away. Enjoy the rest of the week. And I'll talk to you later on. Click.